training session on the use of PPE. I hope everyone has been well since our last session.
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Alex, okay?
Very good.
Safe and sound.
Happy to be here.
Very happy,
Okay. That's
Excited.
excited for another informative session.
Okay, that's nice to know. You know. Before we begin, let's quickly review some ground rules. So please remember to be patient and allow one person to speak at the time, and use respectful language when interacting with your peers. Then if you are unsure about anything, just don't hesitate to ask, don't be shy, raise your hand and say something, maybe, you know. Always being interactive is important. It's important also to respect and consider everyone's suggestions and ideas, okay? Keep that in mind. As we engage in our session, let's also prioritize workplace health and safety consideration by setting up ergonomic workstations. For emergency exits, please take note the emergency exits are located at the back of the classroom. Okay. In case of emergency, we will evacuate through those exits, proceeding down the stairs to the assembly point on the left, down where the car park is. And remember that there is, in case of any injury, remember there is a first aid kit just on the left of the door. Okay. So fire alarms. If you hear a fire alarm, please remain calm and follow my instructions for a safe evacuation. And if you need assistance, please inform me. Okay.
Oh.
Everything clear, Michelle? You understood the safety exits?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So before we begin, could you please write your name into a paper that I prepared here? You make some space for us.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's for attendance purposes. Okay.
Thank you, Lars.
You're welcome, Raj.
Okay, let me check. Very good, let me put that back. Otherwise I have the tendency to lose papers, you know. So as I already authenticated your IDs in the last session, so we won't need to do that again. I want to remind everyone that our last session today will last for 30 minutes, and I encourage you to actively participate, Michelle, okay?
No problem.
So just ask questions or, yeah. Let's do a quick recap of our previous session. In our previous session, we learned about consequences of failure to observe OHS or WHS legislations. Can you share some important things you remember and they stuck with you of our last session? Hans, you want to go first? You're the one with more experience here, about WHS legislations that you remember.
WHS is work health and safety. It's you adhering to the site policies and their safety procedures and their protocol. And each site would have their own set of rules and their own set of swings that you would follow and adhere to.
Okay. Niraj, thank you for sharing the house.
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember in the last session we talked about what happens if we don't comply with the WHS and OHS laws and the consequences that can happen. So I remember that very vividly. And I also watched some videos like you asked in YouTube, and that was very insightful for me. Thank you.
Michelle, thanks for sharing, Niraj,
Thank you,
your
Vikas.
experience.
I watched some videos as well about WHS, and as I remember from the last session, what's the importance of WHS and how important it is for the safety of everyone, and what strict rules are made so that it's followed by everyone, and the seriousness of it.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Alex?
Well, from the past two sessions, we saw that there's quite a lot of injuries in the workplace. So work health and safety is kind of put rules in place for us to follow.
Yeah.
And if we don't follow them, there's might be fines or imprisonment.
Imprisonment.
So
That's a very important thing to remember. Okay, so since Michelle Niraj told me about the videos, did you watch any?
Yeah, I
Any
did. I
videos,
watched
Alex?
some
Yeah,
videos, yeah.
written more
Okay,
scores
very
as well.
good, very good. So, but today we are learning about the importance of PPE and how to select and fit the PPE that you need. And throughout this session, we'll engage with the video presentations, review some slide material, and I'll pose some questions related to the topics we covered. These questions will serve as formative assessment, helping me gauge understanding of the concepts as we progress. But first, we go with the video. Okay. So let me turn this around. Prepare some stuff. Maybe we can work around it a little bit since the space is what it is, you know. Can you all see the video?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
You wouldn't think of going fishing without bringing along the right tools for the job, would you? Then why go to work without wearing the correct PPE for whatever job you do? What's that? Glad you asked. Personal protective equipment includes things like hard hats, safety goggles, hearing protection,
that was a very interesting way of walking in the video. Did you see?
Yeah. Very funny and very insightful. Yeah.
We can
Very informative.
thank Montana State Farm for that. And how did you guys find the video? Yeah.
It was good.
So I have the tendency to make bad jokes every here and there. You know, Michelle was telling me at the end of the last session. But
Up until
moving on, let's see. I've prepared some PowerPoint relating the PPE material. Okay, but just let me get to that. Alright, so same. One second, I don't understand. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, sorry Alex that I move all the stuff in front of you on the side, but I need
Alright.
some space.
Right, you colonizing,
Can you see?
invading my space.
Can you see properly or? Okay. Okay, so introduction to PPE. Do you guys know what PPE stands for or huh?
Personal
personal protective equipment.
Okay. So effective work, health and safety policies and procedures are crucial for ensuring a safe and productive work environment. This presentation will provide with an overview of the importance of protective equipment, PPE, and requirements for its proper selection, use, and maintenance. So that's as simple as it gets. Let's go to the next section. Importance of personal protective equipment, short for PPE. So injury prevention. PPE helps protect workers from hazards and minimize the risk of workplace injuries. Yeah, but in the construction site, usually the PPE choice is very basic. I mean, at the end, you always need to wear a hard hat now, or the minimum high vis, and the minimum high vis too. Do you know, Hasif, it was different in Australia previously or no?
They weren't as strict.
No,
They weren't as strict.
with the hard hats or the high
With the
vis?
hard hats, the IVs, the PPE in general.
Okay. What matters is now anyway. You know, following the
current.
current. So, and then we have to think, so the first is injury prevention, the second one is compliance. So proper use of PPE is often required by law to ensure safety work environment. So, yeah, the key word to remember is required by law. So if you are in a construction site where even the signs everywhere and the entrance and mainly the entrances is written that in this environment you must wear a hard hat, you have to wear a hard hat. You failing to wear a hard hat is you're breaking the law practically. That's what it says here. Productivity: when workers feel safe and protected, they can focus on their task and work more efficiently because they don't have to worry about the fact that they're gonna get injured or something. You know, they can just focus on the work. Any questions, Bisham?
No.
Following?
Yeah, I'm following as we go along.
Okay. Alex?
Good.
So, types of PPE and their applications. Head protections, hard hats, protect against falling objects, impacts, and electrical hazard. There are many types of hazards. Hard hats, you can choose the one that it fits you better. You know?
Yeah.
There are expansions as well of the hazards too. There is a very wide range of hazards that allow having earmuffs on the sides or neck cover or sun, depending where you're working, sun protection extension at the back, at the front as well a little bit. Then eye and face protection, safety glasses, goggles, face shields, guard against flying debris, chemicals, and UV irradiations. You might not need everything that is placed here, depending specifically of the type of job that you're doing. Like face shields used for welding, you know. The goggles, my goggles may be safety glasses, even if you have to cut something with the grinder, always wear them, even if you are next to someone cutting something.
Yeah.
Because I've seen in the workplace that you know, pieces of metal that are being cut and just yeah. And the worst place they can go is your eyes. There might not be recovery from that, so keep that in mind. Then respiratory protection also important. Mask and respiratory filters out outgoing contaminants, dust and fumes. Yeah, both. They come with different filters as well. And there is a specific filter for dust and a specific filter for fumes. And you, in the filter for fumes, you really need to read because it covers certain fumes. You know, they have different filters. It's not that you just put them on and think that you're safe. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, let's moving on. PPE selection and fit. Identify hazards. Assess the work environment and task to determine the necessary PPE. Yeah, so if you have to go grind a concrete slab, you have to identify the PPE that you need specifically for that. Yeah. That's a very.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, don't worry, Niraj. It's a very particular sort of picture, and but this time I used a program for it, so it wasn't my choice. So you know.
Okay.
Okay. So match PPE to needs. Choose PPE that provides the appropriate level of protection for identifying hazards. If you're grinding concrete, you need to wear a mask that protects you from dust. You need to wear a hard hat. You need to wear safety glasses as well, and you need to wear the gloves too. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
just for that simple task.
Agreed.
Yeah, so ensure proper fit is also important, because if you don't grip, if you have a loose grip onto the tool, it might lead to you harming yourself.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. PPE inspection and maintenance and replacement. Inspections regularly. Inspect PPE for signs, wear, damage and deteriorations. That's as simple as it gets. If your hard hat is broken, just throw it away and replace it. Even if it has got a small scratch, it won't protect you as much, you know. Maintenance, clean, repair and store properly to ensure it remains in good conditions. Cleaning is also important, because some materials on site are corrosive. You know, even cement. I know as rendering, even cement render is corrosive, so it might, might alter everything in a way, gloves in a way that they're gonna be broken. So if you keep them clean, they will last for longer. And then replacement. Replace PPE if it no longer provides the required level of protection. Yeah, if your hard hat is broken, if your gloves are cut, just throw them away. Ask your company for a replacement. They have to give you one. Okay. Specific companies, different rules, but they have to. They're required.
They have to provide the
Yeah.
purpose.
Okay. So PPE training and competency requirements. Ensure workers understand the importance and proper use of PPE. So that's the awareness dimension. Second would be hands-on training. Provide practical training on selecting and fitting the maintenance of PPE, showing them. That's what it says, which we'll do in our class soon with some personal protective equipment that I've prepared here.
Yeah.
Competency evaluation, assess workers' ability to correctly use and care for their PPE. It's also important, so they really understand, because some laborers that they start in that, that they don't have much experience in constructions, maybe they need a little bit of a guidance to work through. It's a lot of information to take in, that's why I need quite experience in the field to understand all the different dimensions of how the PPE is used. Okay, so PPE compliance and enforcement, policies and policies and procedures. Clearly document PPE requirements and enforce their use. If you are a supervisor, any of you supervise? Hans is supervisor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bisham?
Nah, general labor.
No.
Yes, so practically states that you need to, sometimes you have to force people to use their PPE, when somebody is actually resisting or wearing a hard hat, you actually have to enforce, in a respectful way or whatever, but you have to actually make him understand the importance of wearing the specific PPE, because he might not think that is important, but it's kind of protecting him from himself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true that.
Consequences, implement disciplinary measurement for not complying with PPE rules. Yeah, then this is specific to, depending to the supervisor, but you can actually you can try to make him understand. If you don't understand, maybe you can go in a little bit more of a deeper details into what happens. It's actually breaking the law,
Yeah.
And maybe, he'll understand. Incentive, recognize and reward workers who consistently use PPE. That's as simple as it gets. And difference with every company, Okay, so responsibilities and employers and employees. Employers provide appropriate PPE training and enforcement. Employee properly use and maintain their required PPE. That's as simple as that. Okay. Let's go to the practical
Aspect of it, yeah.
the practical aspect of it in a sec. Let me just store my PowerPoint where I can find it. Okay. Okay, let's start with the simplest, hard hat.
Yeah.
This is a specific one. Usually they don't come with this sort of size, But the specific of this one is meant to cover you from each and every side from the sun a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't have an extension. If you want a full cover, there is actual. I'm not sure it's a fiber extension all the way around. Yeah. Yes. That's good. That's good that you said it has. Here is the adjustments depending on the head size. And. I've seen there is some situations on site too. Now I can't show it with this one, but there is some hard hats. The classical one. Have you seen these guys? They put the hard hats like backwards. It looks like the rappers in the 90s or something. But you cannot do that. You cannot do that on site. Some companies they don't like that. In a specific site I was working, the safety officer was actually looking for that. I don't know if, he was actually looking for that. So you practically use the hard hat, then adjust it so it fits properly. It fits properly in a sense that if you have to lean or do something on the floor, it doesn't fall. But still not tight enough that constraint. Yeah, because if it constrains your blood flow in the head, you feel it after a while. Yeah, you feel it after a while. It's Abhishek, I'll come give us a demonstration of the. This is placed onto my size head. Now let's go with yours here.
Let me first check if it fits or not. It's a bit big, so like you said,
Might be the hair. Yeah.
No,
How do you feel? You like it more this one or the ones with the basic ones, the ones that are
depending
thinner?
upon the job I'm performing. If I'm out in the sun, yeah, I would like the ones like this ones.
Which one do you use? Do you have these ones or?
No, I usually have the one that's shaped like a cap.
No.
I like to. I like that one.
You are one of those that put the no?
Sometimes, depending which mode I am. If I'm in work mode, I like to twist it back in.
Very good, but don't do it, okay? Very good.
No, I'll make sure I don't do it again.
Okay, so let's move on to the next section of PPE. Okay, these earmuffs, specific ones, you have to, even when it comes to the choice of earmuffs, is a specific one because they have to allow for noise protection. You know, a sign of that an environment is noisy, because it could change from people to people. But if you cannot hear somebody that is a meter far from you, that's a sign that that specific place on site is too noisy. But being too noisy is meant to represent the fact that it is going to hurt your hearing system. With age, the first thing that wears off is your hearing. You know? And these earmuffs are meant to protect you from that sort of noise, but also to allow you to hear the alarms if there is any emergency on site. You know? So the correct way to they come in many different ways. So those are basics and simple ones. There are more sophisticated ones too. There is even some with a radio on, if you know.
Those are called headphones.
Yeah. So you can extend them here, depending still the size of
Of the head.
of the head. Yeah. I know it's funny sometimes, you know, but it's especially these ones. You can see they're pretty basic ones. You know. Let's say do it. Place them correctly, and you can drown out all the interesting information too.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe demonstration for Haas. I'm pretty sure he knows.
Yeah.
You can stay seated as
Stay seated?
yeah, you can stay seated.
Um,
And you can adjust it on the sides by pulling or pushing him.
no.
Yeah. Pulling or pushing.
How do you know if this is the right one for the job we're doing?
That's listen, this is specified here in the model. You know, you have to Google it and then check the safety data sheet, and it is going to show you the representation of how much noise is keeping
What
up.
was that?
That's so interesting. Very nice, very nice. Do you use often as this sort of tools or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
I use it
Okay.
with my wife.
Let's go. Let's go with the vest. This is one of the simplest things. Okay, the vest is the minimum requirement of IVs following the VHS regulations in Australia. This is the minimum,
Yeah.
which means you can wear everything that you like depending on the site policies. But the minimum is this, because there are singlets too. I mean, you can wear, you know, to be fashion on site, you can wear a singlet too, but they won't allow you to work, because this represents the minimum here in Australia
Yeah.
for high visibility. So probably what you do is usually just open. It comes with different sizes as well, but they have the tendency to stay loose. They have the tendency to stay loose.
Maybe Raj can demonstrate it.
Yeah, I'll get Niraj to get to that point, and then we go to our conclusion statements. Very good. This one is jammed. Yeah, you can keep it closed or you open. It's up to you.
Okay.
Depends on your sense of fashion as well. There is some stuff in the construction side going on. It's actually quite funny, yeah, the variety of people. Yeah, Niraj, come give us a demonstration, then we go with Michelle, and then we go with our conclusion statements as. In the company, there is a specific company one, this one, the company logo is showing.
Yeah.
Well, depends, if you don't want to show your company logo, this is a little bit too big of a fit for
I thought
you.
it was too small.
It's a little bit too big of a fit for you.
It's
But I feel
perfect.
comfortable.
If
with
you don't want to
this.
show the company logo, just turn it around, but you won't be able to.
Just grind that
Yeah.
part.
You won't be able
This feels alright for me, I would say.
It's a bit loose, It's a bit loose.
Yeah.
If it's too loose,
Yeah.
if
It
it's
gets
too
stuck
loose,
in
yeah,
something.
it's harmful for you. That's why I was
Has it?
saying. Yeah, that's why I was saying, yeah. So maybe a little bit a size lower, size lower.
Thank you, Plato.
That's all good. That's all good. We go for last PPE, which will be a dust mask in this case. Okay, usually when you buy these, it comes in different pieces. I'm not going to show you all the different pieces today because we are running out of time, but you can exchange the filters. You can pull off these. You can pull off this and this clean the filters. But if they are worn off, you see there are two.
Yeah.
You can see here too.
Yeah.
If they are worn off or full of dust, because this is specifically dust filters. If you are in an environment with fumes or chemical stuff, this is not
Different.
protective
Yeah.
from that.
So for me, if I'm painting like spraying, can I use this or not?
If you're painting oil-based, no, you can't. You have to specifically look at the type of paint that you are using and that chemistry that is in there, and then select the specific chemical filter for it. Usually it comes with many different ones, which I was gonna show you. This here, the fumes filter,
Yeah.
but the dust won't help. Sometimes I've seen some painters using this sort of mask for
Fumes.
painting, but water-based. But still, it's not advised. You better
It should be
use.
made aware about it.
You still use the filter for chemistry ones. Here, Michelle.
Yeah.
I'll show you a demonstration and then you go. Okay. Maybe. Okay, so you place this in your head, and then this at the back. So, yeah. You see here, you can tighten it a bit. It was a little bit too loose for me. And then you place this one down. Yeah. One sec. Yeah, that's not mine, and that's why I have to adjust it. Okay, you pull here, okay? Since it's not mine, for safety concerns, I won't wear it
Yeah.
fully, so maybe even with Michelle. So you place this in your head, and you tighten this at the back. You see there are different clips, okay? And for the same reason, I won't let you let you use it too, Michelle. But you understand, yeah?
Yeah, I
Different
understand.
filters, dust filters,
Great performance.
gas filters, or fumes filters, alright?
Those are filters as well, is it?
Yeah, but that's specifically for dust, only for dust. Okay, so with this, we have come to the end of our session, and as we're wrapping it up, we're doing a little bit of a summary of the importance of PPE and how to select PPE depending on the needs. To further enrich your understanding of the topics, I encourage you guys to see some related YouTube videos, as they can offer a valuable insight of the subject matter. Before we conclude, I'd like to remind you to check your email for the learners feedback form. It's always very helpful to get your feedback so I can adjust my classes based into them. Thank you guys for your participation, and then we'll maybe see you in the next session. Okay?
No,
Thank
thank you.
you very much.
Thank you.